All right. Hello, everyone. Andrew Rodgers here, the host of this brand new podcast. Are you ready? I'm excited. Okay. This is going to be awesome. It's a league centric podcast, OEHL specific. And I cannot be more excited at this point to tell you all about it. But first, there's something I need to take care of, and that's the intro to this brand new podcast. Enjoy, and on the other hand, the surprise that I've been waiting to unveil to you. All right, everybody. Yes, we are here. We are back. We are rebranded and we are refreshed. This is the monumental surprise that everybody's been asking me about. Who's your co-host? He's awesome. Trust me. It was hard to keep under wraps. Some people knew about it, some people didn't. But I hope at the end of the day, this is like Christmas morning for every senior hockey fan out there that was excited about this rebranded podcast. That's right. It's the Rodg and Don show. And I am absolutely psyched to bring in my co-host, Chris Donnelly, everybody. Hey, Chris Donnelly.
Thanks. Thanks for doing this. Yeah, I'm really excited. Now that I'm not playing now, but I'm still enjoying it. I think it's going to be a good opportunity for me to stay in touch with the league, and I've been keeping my ear to the ground with it a little bit, just keep an eye on it. But looks like some great things this year and some great games and a lot of talent as usual.
Excellent, buddy. I mean, we go way back, and I've been privileged to know you for a long time. At least it feels like a long time. I mean, lifetimes essentially. But like I said, you and I go way back. We've done podcast interviews before, and we've
Yep.
just always had a good relationship from the get go. And I've always appreciated you and said the nicest things about you when it comes to your participation in the OSHL, WASHL before that, and now the OEHL where he had a little stint there with Alora. Again, it's wonderful for you to be involved in this capacity, and I'm really excited to see what we can bring to the table. What I want to start our podcast with here is just some introductions. I'll start with myself. It's just a real quick thing. A lot of people know me obviously from this. The podcast being on at the Real Raji 21 on YouTube. Um, that may change over time, but for now, that's where all the podcasts will be. For me, I'm 38. I'm from Owen Sound. Do a lot of live play-by-play streaming. Done a lot of games this year, and over the years, started at about 2018, and been all over Ontario, it seems, in a lot of different barns, a lot of different rinks, and met a lot of wonderful people, including Mr. Donnelly. And it's just been fantastic for me. I've hosted many of podcasts before, had a privilege of speaking with a lot of individuals one on one. I love hockey. I'm a big Leaf fan, as a lot of people are well documented and know. Obviously, yourself, you got big Leaf in the back of you there. So
We
obviously,
share the pain.
we share the pain. We share it in common. Either way. But yeah, big Leaf fan. Played my whole life. Playing a senior men's league on Sunday nights with the Maple Leafs, ironically enough, and we're undefeated, 9-0. Just a shameless plug there. Championship game March 15th. Really pumped about that. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me. The host of this, and obviously Chris Donnelly, who comes in and is the co-host. So I'll hand it over to him, and just a little bit about yourself, Chris.
Yeah, obviously, I played in the league for 3 seasons, 4 seasons there, and unfortunately, I got hurt and I'm not able to play anymore. It's just not in the cards for me. But I was the captain of the Delhi Flames for 3 years, and got traded to Alora to go on a playoff run there, and we had a great team. Ran into a hot team with some great players on it, but enjoyed my time in the league and really liked everything about senior hockey. And I'm happy that this is going to keep me involved. And right now, I'm staying busy with my local town. I'm in Dundas, Ontario, and I'm staying busy with our local junior team. I'm doing the video coach there.
Nice.
Really enjoying it. It's been a great transition from actually being a hockey player, which I didn't know how I would react to, if I'm being honest. Um, Truthfully, stayed away from watching senior hockey for a little bit just because I didn't know how I'd handle that too, with being hurt and kind of just, hockey being kind of taken away from me. But kind of over that now, and ready to kind of just start giving back to it a little bit, and more than happy when you gave me the message there to do this with you. I'm happy to help you out, and I think you're a great human. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, bud.
Excellent. And like I said, I think that's probably what's gonna make this the best thing about it is the camaraderie that we have. We go the chemistry we have. We go way back. Just the mutual respect there, and I think that's what's going to make this podcast so fun. I think really, there are a lot of hockey podcasts out there, and there's a
Yeah,
lot of, I guess I don't think it's oversaturated. I just think there's a lot of people who have, opinions and hot takes, if you will. One of my favorites of all time is Sid Seixeiro. Glad to see him back and doing
yeah.
his thing on the Sid Seixeiro show. But again, it's just so cool to be able to see all these people, constantly contributing to the hockey world and in different facets and different ways that they go about it. And I think that's what's so cool is that this platform allows you and I to do the same. I think that's what makes it exciting. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think that literally sums up the hockey world in a nutshell, right? Like it's, once you're in it, you're kind of, it's nothing but good outreach and good friends and family you'll make for your whole life, right? And I mean, both teams I played for, you can't really say I played for them a long time, but I like to call everybody I play with their friends and brothers and family, and I think that kind of keeps rolling through hockey.
I've always maintained hockey's a brotherhood. And I had the privilege of playing for a long time too. Minor hockey, I, stepped away for a long time because, I was, you know, a in my low 20s and didn't really care for anything other
Yeah,
than, the obvious. But without getting into all those details, gory
yeah,
details. Just joking. Anyways, no, but like I said, it's just so cool because, hockey really brings people together. And I think this platform allows us to showcase what is the Ontario Elite Hockey League and how wonderful it is. This year specifically, 18 teams it grew to, nine in each division. And it really was an unbelievable season that led us to where we're at this point. We'll get to the first round in a moment, but what a season it really was. I mean, let's just talk about the top two teams from each division, Ripley and Seaforth, wagons on either side.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's good teams everywhere, and I mean, I think one thing that you can say as a senior hockey fan, no matter what game you go to, there's going to be great hockey players on both sides of the ice. You're going to get to see a good product. It's going to be fast. It's going to be physical. The games I went to this year for the OHL, OEHL, sorry,
Yep.
the games I went to there, I would say that it was very physical and very fast, and it's passionate. They got good fan bases everywhere, and I mean, I went to watch Laura versus Aaron, and I
Mm-hmm.
went to go watch Delhi versus Aaron just to kind of do my rounds there and see some of the guys that I know still. And I think that's a great product. I can't speak a lot right now on the other side. I didn't play in that one. I didn't play against those guys, but I'm going to learn about all that side there. And I know that there's a lot of really good hockey players on the other side. That Durham team on the other side has some fantastic hockey players over there. And the Minto team is Minto.
I mean, yeah, your Minto 81's two-time defending Paxton Trophy winners and looking for that third trophy. Also, Allen Cup representative last year and had a really remarkable showing in terms of being the representative of the OEHL. Pretty remarkable stuff. What I want to do is we have a kind of a structure we want to do on this OEHL podcast. First thing we'll do is the first round wrap here as the first round in the Paxton bracket is complete. And man, I don't know about you, Chris, but I've never seen this. You have 8 series and 6 of them ended in sweeps. I mean, that's just remarkable stuff. Seaforth sweeping Milverton. That was crazy. Petrolia, really big dog there against Tilsonburg, taking that series in 5. Alora 4-1 over Dunnville, a series that started with a Dunnville 8-4 victory over Alora. And Alora just rhyming off the next 4. Couple close games in there and a couple of blowouts in games 2 and
Yep.
5. You had Tavistock and Aaron, That one, I really didn't see that one coming, to be honest. Let's just stop there for a sec. We'll talk about that. Tavistock and Aaron. This series
Yeah.
was remarkable for a couple different reasons. Obviously, I think I know I was, thinking that on paper Aaron was going to be the one to come out in this series, but then Andrew Masters decided to say, "Hey, whoa, whoa, pump the brakes, buddy. Let me put on a shutout streak of, I think it was 238 minutes and 52 seconds." Aaron scored with 1 minute and 8 seconds left in that fourth game to make it 5-1, and that was their only goal in the 4 games. Unbelievable.
That was incredible. Like I was watching that, I was stunned too because I have friends and ex teammates there that went to that Aaron team, and there's some good hockey players there. Like Chris Martin, you could argue he's probably one of the best goal scorers in the league. Like flat out, he isn't like I mean for him not to get a goal or a point, and I texted him and I just said, man, like what happened? He just said we got goalied. Like
They
the guy
did.
like and like hats off to Andrew Masters, man. Like what a performance at any level of hockey that you can do that at. That's absolutely incredible. That Tavistock team must be rolling into the next series. They've got to be thinking that they're 10 feet tall and bulletproof with that guy behind them. That they can make any play they want. They're gonna be able to play free. They're gonna be able to have a little bit of fun. They know there's a guy back there that's gonna bail them out.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of said this also before this series even started. Like Tavistock is a winning formula there. Like they know how to get it done. They've made finals. They've, when it comes to playoff hockey, they really turn it on and they become a different animal.
Yeah, they
But
play a
that
heavy game too. They
sorry,
play a
go
heavy
ahead.
game. They play
They
a
do.
heavy game too, which shoots playoffs, right?
Absolutely. And that could be all the difference. You know, it's just like I say, that Andrew Masters consecutive shutout streak, that
Yeah.
rivals like NHL numbers at that point. Like that's just remarkable stuff. You don't
Yeah.
see that, especially in playoffs. It's one thing to do it in the regular season. It's another to do that in a best of seven first round matchup.
Yeah, that's again, like just to say like, that guy put on an obvious show. And just to do that, I mean, senior hockey, as a guy that played it, defense is not the number one thing all the time. Like guys are going to cheat it. Defense is hard work. You could have a hard day at work and you're coming there. It's hard work to play defense. And offense is always at the forefront for the most part. And this team seems like they're doing it the right way and they're playing defense. Their goalie's fantastic. They're gonna be giving people some problems, I think.
Absolutely. We do have second round preview coming up in a little bit. We do want to shift our focus to the north side in that first round wrap up here as we get underway in this new podcast, the Rodg and Don Show. Um, so in the first round, again, Wagon Ripley just dismantling the Shelburne Muskies in 4 games, a series in which they scored 12, 14, 12, and 3. I don't know the quick math on this. Math was not my major, but that is some big numbers from a powerhouse in the Ripley Wolves. We'll get back to that in a moment. Elsewhere, Minto sweeping Lucknow in a matchup of 2 versus 7 there. Two-time defending champion taking care of business. Georgian Bay Elmvale, this one, yeah, ate my words on it. Picked Georgian Bay in 7. Had a lot of people didn't like me for that. Elmvale turning up the heat in that really close series with the 4 game sweep there. And then, as you mentioned earlier already, Durham, look at that, 140 goals they scored this year, and they just overpowered a Saugeen Shores team that was missing a few weapons and were able to take control in that series. Again, as someone who doesn't have a lot of experience with the North, just from what you've seen, like that's crazy stuff. Like some of the numbers we're seeing in that first round.
Yeah, like that Ripley putting up that many goals in the first round. That's 41 goals for
That's crazy.
in the first round is that's pretty incredible. I think just to do that too. Um, yeah, like that's and then Durham. I know that they got some good players. They got Nix in there on D. I'm familiar just watching him. I'm from Dundas. He comes and plays for the McCoys at times
Right.
in Dundas in the ACH, so I get to see him. He's a great skater, great puck moving defenseman, good hockey player. And yeah, the Elmville, I looked them up online. Their roster again, never played them, but their roster, they got some players on that roster there too. And I know Minto. I watched them play last year live in the Allen Cup. That team, they play with grit. They play the right way. They play good. They got a good goaltender. Their captain's a great player. They got all sorts of firepower up front.
Yeah, it's really, and again, we'll get to the second round because they're like just mammoths of these last remaining 8 teams that are challenging for the JF Paxton Trophy. Like, it's just going to be unreal hockey coming up here. The next slide that we do want to focus in on here is our leading points getters after one round. And again, you speak about Elmvale, Jordan Fuller and Jacob Kelly, a two-headed monster in Elmvale. Got to see them twice. Jordan Fuller, 18 points. Jacob Kelly, 16 points in the first round. Kelly only played 3 of the 4 games in the sweep, and yet still managed that many points. He's just unreal. These two guys are really special. Like, they are the makeup of the Elmville Harvesters and their success. Not to say that they don't have depth scoring. That's not what I'm getting at. It's just, it's remarkable to see what they can do.
Yeah, like just that amount of points in 3 games there. Obviously, like they're great players. They're going to be a big part for that group going forward.
Again, you talked about Kyler Nixon. One thing that I love about him, having watched him play, I did one of the games for Saugeen and Durham. I think it was game 3. Kyler Nixon, he feels like he plays 45 minutes a night and he touches the puck for all 45 of those minutes. It's so impressive watching him skate. Like you said, his speed is remarkable. And Durham as a whole, they don't stop skating. They skate you into the ground.
Yeah, that's a key, right? As a group, that's a key. Is in senior hockey, like your body gets a little sore. You're not going to recover like you used to, right? So if you can keep coming at teams and skating, and him, for instance, as a fantastic skater, it's hard to defend somebody like that can fly out of the zone, dictate the play, and make plays, heads up plays, smart plays.
Yeah, and obviously a quarterback back there that can bring the puck out of their own end, make that crisp first pass. I remember that being something that was said about Thomas Carberlay of the Leafs a lot. Back
Yeah,
in the day, like him, Brian McCabe, 1-2 punch, for hockey reference and comparables. I'm not saying
yeah,
they're like that, but I'm just saying, like, that's the closest thing I could think of, right? Carberlay was notorious for making that first pass and getting them out of the zone and really kind of dictating how that sequence was going to go. He was just so good at it. And I find with Kyler, I mean, he doesn't make the pass, he just skates. Like, he
yeah,
doesn't need to necessarily pass, but he makes the right move. His hockey IQ is through the roof.
yeah. Absolutely, I totally agree with that.
Um, so that gives us an idea of, again, the first round and where everything kind of stands as we do get into this second round here. We are going to talk about, we're going to break down the matchups here, all 4 matchups in the second round here on the Rodg and Don show. Andrew Rodgers, Chris Donnelly, great to have you guys with us. We'll start in the South with the top rated C4 Centenaires. They finished number 1, 15-4-1. They're taking on Tavistock again. Both teams swept in the first round and was just remarkable stuff. We have a schedule here that gets underway on Saturday, February 28th. The schedule that I sent you, Chris, it wasn't updated yet, but it is now.
Okay.
All 7 games have been announced. And again, check the socials if you need to, but here's the graphic for you. You got big players on both sides. Camden Daigle on Seaforth, Mitch Atkins on Tavistock. I thought Drew Girth had a really nice first round for Tavistock in that 4-game sweep. Jared Nash, he's just a difference maker. I think the goalie matchup is so juicy here in Andrew Masters and Alex Hutchinson. What are you expecting from this series, Chris?
I think it's going to be a great series. There's good players on both sides. Familiarity with these guys, I didn't get to play against them, but just like looking at the numbers, watching a little bit of stuff that's happened here. There's also a good backup goalie in Tavistock too, and Joseph Clark played with him last year in Laura, right? So there's a good backup goaltender there that's capable of doing the job for those guys as well.
Right.
And then you look over at Seaforth there, like they're deep all over. They're pretty balanced scoring through the regular season. There's gonna be some good. Camden Dag is a great player. That guy's
He's
an
so
awesome
good.
player from watching eyes. He is a great player. Jared Nash, like you said, he played in Stratford with the Fighting Irish
Stratford.
there for a little
Yep.
bit. Got to play against him. He's another good player, like you said, a game breaker, a leader, someone that's going to be able to play in the playoff series. He's got to go. He's won a championship with those guys over in Stratford, and I think that he'll be a game breaker in the playoffs for these guys.
This series will be one to watch, absolutely. And again, all 4 of these series in the AA bracket, the Paxton Trophy, are all mammoth matchups that could essentially be coin flips. The next series we're going to look at, a little more familiar and hitting home to you, Chris, is the Allura Rocks taking on the Petrolia Squires. Squires finishing 2, Alora finishing 3. You got the goalies there, obviously Colin Dunn, workhorse, and again, just unbelievable to see him still kicking it at his age. He's been around forever.
Yep.
Jacob Knowles, Nolan DeConing on the Petrolia side. I mean, again, workhorses over there.
Yep.
Utley's been there for a long time. Barraclough's had a really nice year for the Squires. You know, like guys all over the place that are just contributing and know when to turn it on in big moments. This series gets underway Friday in Petrolia with game 2, then on Saturday in Elora. Chris, what are your takes on this series?
Yeah, so I'll start with Petrolia, with that side of it. A big advantage for them obviously is going to be home ice. That arena is a tough arena to play in. They got a great fan base there that gets right on top of you as a visiting team. I know I've been there.
The
So I've
Greenwood
got
Rec Center. Yeah.
I've got to experience the fan base there. They get right behind their team. They love their team, which is great for the league. It's great for everybody. They got a good goalie, Jacob Knowles. TJ Harris played there. Good forward, good player.
That would
He's
be
going
the
to be
captain, number 28.
he's going to be a big time player for these guys in the playoffs. He's experienced. He's going to know what he has to do out there. They're a heavy team too, Patrol. Getting to play those guys. They play a physical game. They got some big boys out there.
One
It's
of
going to
them
be
being Ben Schock on defense, number 11.
Yep. Yep, and it's gonna be hard because playoff hockey is interior hockey. It's to win games you have to get interior on everybody, and it's gonna be hard. I know Allura is a good team, and it's gonna be a good series. And on the Allura side of things, which obviously I got the chance to play there last year, you got Colin Dunn in net. He's a great player. He's able to steal you a game. At the end of the day, he's gonna be able to say, you know what, tonight's the night. We're gonna win the game. That's I've seen it. He can do it. Alex Utley, happy to see him get a great season like he had this year, like 39 points in the regular season. He had a good first round of the playoffs too. They got this Mark McIntosh as
Oh,
a
he's
player to
so
watch
good.
out for. I
Number
went to
9.
that game that was live. I know he's a first year player in the league, just came back from junior. Um, he can fly flat out with the puck. He can make
So
phenomenal
fast.
plays. He's good. Then they still have their supporting cast, their top line that's always like Mr. Dependable, we'll call that line. It's going to be Jamie Collins, Black, and Zach Cameron.
Oh,
That's their top
Cameron's
line.
so
That
good.
they're like it's like they're three Sedins out there pretty much. They know exactly where each other are. They work great together. They got Lance on defense. They got a lot of big pieces. They got Matteo Condata, their captain. Like he's a good leader, a great defenseman too. Like these guys know how to play. Obviously, what happened to us last year wasn't what we wanted out of it. But I mean, we were there. I got to see firsthand the leadership in that room, and I think that they're gonna be able to get it done.
Yeah, no, it should be a thrill, absolutely. Again, just mammoth series on both sides of things. You have the 1 versus 5 and then the 2 versus 3 on that South Division side. And you know, at the end of the day, whoever comes out victorious out of those 4 teams are just basically it's going to be, you know, a heavyweight tilt no matter what matchups you're going to get over
Yeah.
in that north side, which we're going to get to in a moment
Hey, as
here.
a fan, that's what you want to see, though, right? It's going to put more fans in the stands if you can keep putting great hockey, which I think we're set up for a success. And also, we get to see Charlie Stevens play again for Laura too.
I mean, can't argue that his hockey IQ is through the roof as well. He's
Yeah.
just such a fun player and a real difference maker. We're going to step aside for a break real fast, and we'll be right back to continue the podcast. It's the Rodg and Don Show podcast here on YouTube at the Real Rodgy 21. All right, folks, we are back. This is the Rodg and Don's show. Myself, Andrew Rodgers, and my co-host, Chris Donnelly, coming to you on YouTube at the Real Rodgy 21. If you are interested in being our sponsor for this podcast, send me an email, andrew.rodgers6@gmail.com, and we'll figure something out. For that, I could show you throughout the broadcast, make sure your logo's up for us while we're doing our thing, and give you a little sponsor ad, or make a little commercial for you right in between our breaks. Just that way we can get you noticed and appreciated, essentially, for your contribution to this podcast and to the OEHL through association. So back on the other side, we're going to continue with our second round preview, and we're going to flip over to the north side. We've done the south now. We're going to start with this series between Durham and Ripley. This this series has all the makings of a heavyweight tilt. Durham, like I say, 140 goals in 20 games in a regular season. That's just unheard of. They almost doubled their goals against, which is crazy to even say in a sentence.
Yeah.
There's shooters on both sides. The goalies are going to have their work cut out for them, but they've proven that they can rise above. Brandon Landry had a really nice series in the first round for Durham against Saugeen Shores. And between Jason Hamilton and Garrett Gawley of Ripley, they've proven winners. So this series is going to be really fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be it'll be interesting to be tracking this one for sure. I think that you'll have to turn the goal alerts off on your phone if you can do that somehow.
If you could
There's
do that,
gonna
yeah.
there's some players over there. I got a chance to firsthand watch the Mirrors there on Ripley play in the Allen Cup when he got pulled over to Minto for the Allen Cup
Yep.
challenge last year. And he was every game that guy was one of the best players on the ice, demanded the puck, and he could dictate the play. He's a really good hockey player to watch there. And I actually see this Cody Britton there. He's 46 points, 19 games played regular season. That's no joke either. That's a hockey player there. They got a lot of lethal scoring up top there. You can see they got a good defenseman there and some points too. I think like they've only allowed 49 goals too, Ripley in the
Yeah.
regular
The
season.
the goal differential for both teams is just off the charts.
Yeah,
It's so impressive. It
yeah,
it's hard to say honestly what this series would be the defining thing that it could come down to as to which team would ultimately win the series. You could say
yeah,
discipline, but I think there's penalty minutes are probably about the same. I didn't look it up.
yeah.
I probably should have, and I may do that moving forward. But in terms of just on the numbers, like this looks like again another coin flip in this second round.
Yeah. Yeah, there's and then to talk about some of the guys on Durham there too. Like I've heard I've never got to see this Brody LeBlanc, but I've heard about him just from his junior ranks there, and he put up some crazy numbers in Mount Forest there with his running mate there, Luke Urich.
Yep.
So the pair of them are 1 and 2 on their team of scoring. They're young too, so they got young bodies. They're going to recover a little bit faster than everybody, which is very key in the playoffs, senior hockey. They're going to be a big force going forward. And again, like we spoke earlier about Kyler Nixon at the back end, that's someone that's going to be able to facilitate the play, move the puck to those lethal scorers.
Yeah, this series is all the makings of a true classic. It should be really, really interesting to figure out how it all shapes down. It gets underway on Saturday, February 28th, 6:30 in Durham. So Durham actually gets the first game of the series, and then it switches to Ripley on Sunday afternoon. Ripley's going to get games 4 and 5 back to back. So we'll see how much of an impact that has down the stretch. We'll switch to the Elmville Harvesters and the Minto 81s, the two-time defending champion Minto 81s, taking on, like I say, the newcomer Elmville Harvesters. So it's the big dogs against the newcomers, and the newcomers proved that they were no joke in that first round, taking a 4-game sweep against their now rival, the Georgian Bay Apple Kings. Again, looking at the numbers on this, man, it's just like, holy smokes, the big numbers. The goalies have been solid for both teams. This one, again, another coin flip.
Yeah, I think it's going to be if you're Minto, I know that you're the champs coming in, but you can't take these guys lightly, right? Just because you're a first year team doesn't mean anything. We've seen that all in a lot of senior hockey leagues. These first year teams come in, they get some great players, they have friends that are good players, they bring them in, and they start gelling and they start playing some hockey. And I think that if Minto just cannot take Elmville, they can't take them lightly here.
I feel like, and again, having watched both teams pretty closely throughout the season, I think Elmville's got the size advantage. I think Minto has the experience, having been the two-time defending champs and going
Yeah,
to the Allen Cup last year. you can't discredit that experience and what that's going to look like in a playoff series of this magnitude.
And you know what, too? That goalie on Minto too. He's a steal a game type of goalie too. Like he put on an absolute clinic at the Allen Cup last year.
Are we talking about
They're
Reinhardt or Nelson?
Reinhardt.
Yeah, okay.
He had a great performance there. Like their goaltender, their team defense is good on Minto, and like it's like you say, it's gonna be good. But then they got this Jacob Kelly on Elmvale. Again, I never got to see him firsthand or play against him, but I'm just looking at the numbers there, and I looked him up. This guy is a player. He's going to be an absolute game breaker for these guys. With him and Jordan Fuller running 1 and 2 there, it's going to be a lot to handle for Minto.
Well, and they play on a line naturally. So, I mean, if it's not one of them scoring, it's the other. They're a lot like Crosby, Malkin, high praise, and they deserve it. It's one of those situations where good players tend to have the puck all the time. The
Yeah,
puck just finds them. They don't find it. They're just so good that they know exactly where to be, and that puck just sticks to them.
yeah, it's hockey IQ too, right? Like these guys have all played at a high level, and they're putting themselves in that soft ice. They know how to find it, and they're going to get there. And then that's why the puck's coming to them all the time, and their teammates are looking for them too, because there's a lot of trust there, right? Their teammates trust these guys. If they give them the puck, they're going to make the right play with it. They're not going to make a skate back in their own zone.
Absolutely. Oh, I couldn't have said that better myself. This series gets underway in Minto, so in Palmerston at the Palmerston and District Recreation Complex in Palmerston. 5 o'clock on Saturday, then it switches to Elmvale for game two on Sunday at 4:30. Again, Elmvale fans, they really know how to bring it. That was the other thing. Crowds. I mean, you mentioned it with Petrolia, right? How their crowds are always intense.
Yeah,
I've been to Elmvale a few times this year, and it's a smaller barn. They're nominated for Kraft Hockeyville, which I think is
yep.
amazing. And obviously good luck to them, and I hope that works out well. Their arena is spectacular, though. It really is. Obviously it's an older arena, you could tell. They could use some work and some upgrades, no question. But they packed that place to the absolute rafters. And I think that's what gives them a slight advantage on home ice, given the fans are so energetic and into it.
That's honestly, you hit it on the head. That's key. As someone that's played it there and have been in these arenas, that the fans can be right on you. And if things aren't going your way that night there, and that those fans get going on you, it could really start to spiral on you there. Which Minto is an experienced team. Like we have to give them credit. They are the champions from last year. These guys, like they're gonna be a little hardened to that, I would think, and it might not affect them as much as a lot of other people, but still, it's gonna be a big advantage for Ellenvale and home points at any game in the playoffs, regular season, anything in senior hockey. Your home points are the most important points that you can think. You do not want to lose on home ice.
Amen to that. Well said. I again couldn't have said it better myself. Speaking of which, so like I say, you're watching the Rodg and Don's show, new podcast, OEHL specific. Andrew Rodgers and Chris Donnelly with you here live on YouTube at the Real Rodgy 21. We're not live, but we're on YouTube anyway. We have an interview coming up here shortly. Before we get to that, we'll deal with the A bracket, the Hugh McLean bracket that's going to be contested between four teams. Our interview that's coming up here is featuring two Minto 81s, Blair Butchert and Chase Herford. And that's just a tremendous conversation. We'll get to that in a little bit. But let's do the A bracket quick here, Chris, because there's four teams vying for it. This was a opt-in situation, and teams were given the option after either losing the play-in series or losing in the first round to opt in to this Hugh McLean A championship bracket. So you do have Saugeen Shores and Shelburne on the north side of things. You have
Yep.
the Aaron Outlaws and Tilsonburg on the south side. We'll start in the north. I know you have a lot of familiarity in the south. We'll get to that in a moment. I saw Shelburne play a lot this year. Obviously, did a podcast. First and foremost, I just want to get this out of the way. Shelburne, tremendous organization. They had a lot of tough luck this year. There was a lot of good teams that they ran into, and they couldn't stay out of the box, and the discipline really undid them in a hurry. 10-game losing streak throughout the season. That didn't help either. Tilsonburg can attest to that. But Shelburne really struggled. But this is a new lease on life, especially after getting smacked around in the first round against Ripley. they have an opportunity here to win a series, not only win a series, but have an opportunity to fight for a championship trophy. Granted, it's in the A bracket, but still a trophy
Yep.
nonetheless. This is going to be a really interesting series as you have a very bruiser like team in Shelburne and a team that I still can't figure out after the season in Saugeen Shores.
Yeah, I think I mean just to touch on that, like for Shelburne, I think like you said, a new lease on a season here. This is something for them to go start feeling good about themselves. You're 0-0-0 to start the season. Think about it that way. Go fresh, go have some fun with hockey, and you might stun somebody, or you might be able to get out, like you said, get out of the round here and compete for a championship, which is at the end of the day, no matter what level you're at there, that's the goal, right? That's what you want to do. Yeah, that's what you want to play for. And this Saugeen, I mean, for you, like you said, like I think that there's some still over here. I didn't get to see these guys. I haven't played against them. I'm just looking though at Miles McLean and Mike Frayne. Frayne, I think it is. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but
Fegan.
Fegan, sorry.
It's okay.
I think that they're gonna be that's gonna be like if you look there, you got Justin Marlowe, Justin Donnelly. There you go. Good last name on that guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
there's some balanced scoring at the top there that Shelburne's going to need to they're going to need to bring it every night here against these guys. There's some balanced scoring there. And I think that you're going to see a very hungry Saugeen team, and I think you should see a very hungry Shelburne team that's got something to prove.
so just some notes on this real quick. So with Justin Donnelly, didn't play in the first round series against Durham. He was nursing a wrist injury that he sustained about a month left in the season. The question, his health, obviously a question mark. Whether or
Yeah,
not he would be available to play or want to play in this A championship bracket is a
yeah,
question mark. Obviously, he's got to think of his health and physical well-being when it comes down to the decision to play or not. So we'll
yeah,
monitor that. Having covered Shelburne a lot, like I said this year, they have big players. Kyle Burke led their team in scoring wire to wire. Chris
yeah,
Weber has had an unbelievable. He had a really nice series, I thought, against Ripley. Put up some numbers there. And Keith Palmer, he had a really nice first round as well. He was a late addition to the team, and he's fit in really nice. So again, I think it'll be interesting to see that series. I'm there for game one on Friday in Port Elgin at the Plex. Game two goes March 1st, Sunday in Shelburne at 1:30. We'll switch to the other Hugh McLean A bracket championship, which will take place in the South. That's Tilsonburg and Aaron. Again, Aaron, after the sweep to Tavistock, which I know they probably didn't expect. I
yeah,
know also that they had initially declined this invite to the A bracket championship and then decided to be like, hey, actually, on second thought, we changed our minds. So now it
yeah,
sets up this colossal matchup between the Thunder and the Aaron Outlaws. Again, with the Thunder, tough round against Petrolia, who has proven to be a wagon this year and they get bounced. But again, two teams, fresh start in a new series, and anything can happen.
yeah. Hey, I just want to touch on something too. You said something there that kind of piqued me there that made me think about this. That something that's going to be very key in this A bracket is going to be guys willing to play and want to come and start all over again, right?
It's interesting,
It's
isn't
gonna
it?
be it's gonna be health. It's gonna be I don't mean like that they don't want to play for the team. I just mean like how many bumps and bruises these guys
Exactly.
get in that first round that they don't want to push through that right now. Like
Of
I don't
course.
know what we're gonna see. I'll be interested to see what we're gonna see for rosters coming out, availability on road games too, which is gonna be big. Like I said earlier, that home games are very important for both
Absolutely.
each side, right? That's gonna be both ways. So it'll be interesting to see who we see in each lineup. But I mean, we could start with Tilsonburg Thunder there. Um, I know that they're probably not happy that they're out first round. I know that they definitely thought that they could win that series. I kind of thought that it was going to go a little deeper too, but Petrolia came out and they played a great first series. You have to give them hats off. But I think right now an X factor for Tilsonburg, and I've seen it, is going to be Ben Blacker.
Oh, he's
And
so
is
good.
he going to be able to do what he can do and steal games? And I really like the Tilsonburg Thunder's depth that they have, especially picking up Hunter Monkhouse, who's a complete tank, workhorse player. They've got they got good depth there. They got good defense. But again, who's showing up? Who's hurt? I don't know. There's good depth there. They got good leadership. Justin Abraham, Braden Roberts, great leaders. Nothing but good things about those guys to say.
It's funny in this series. I didn't actually realize how much Delhi Flame connection there is.
Well, you got Danny Attridge, Hunter Monkhouse, Sebastian Guasasagni, Luke Sinclair, Mike Stoller, Ben Blacker,
And
Zach
then the Aaron
Pudsey.
Outlaws guys.
Yeah, we got Zach Pudsey,
Eh,
Christian Lloyd, Sean Golbiowski, Chris Martin.
yeah, like
It's
that's like 12 guys.
Yeah, it's a lot there, right? But I mean, I think that they're gonna be a good battle there. It'll be fun because these guys are gonna know some tendencies that, other teams might not know, and it's gonna be good to see. Like, I mean, again, like I know someone who was hurt earlier in the year, had a little bit slower start to the season because he was injured, Luke Sinclair. Like that guy's
Yeah.
a good hockey player. They got Danny Attridge had a fantastic year. He had his career high in points in senior hockey, I'm pretty sure, like this year.
Mm.
So he's getting some more responsibility playing over there, and he's running with it. He's playing good hockey. Sebastian Guasasagni is a guy that Aaron's gonna have to watch out for because he's someone that can turn on a dime. He's fast as lightning, and he's gritty. He'll get in there too. And then on the back end, they got Abraham, who's tough. Forsland's a big guy back
Oh,
there
he's
too
so
with long
good.
reach. Mike Stoller back there he's a veteran guy, but he's a leader back there. So they've got all
Between
these
him and
guys.
Mike Finley.
Yeah, and Mike Finley too. That's another guy that we got to mention too. That guy's played a lot, and
Forever.
I've only heard good things about him in that locker room. He's a love teammate, a great leader, like big guy back there too. There's some size on both sides in this. It's gonna be a good series.
I
And
want
then
to
we got
ask you. I want to ask you about Ty Campbell.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
He's a beauty. Yeah, he's a good guy,
friend of
man.
the
A good hockey
show,
player too.
friend of the show, and he's a
Yeah,
warrior. And I thought it
yeah,
was so cool when they brought him in, when they did. It was great to see him back in this league, and obviously with
yeah.
the teams that he's been associated with. Just a great. He's just one of those guys that you want on their team. And again, not to harp on the Leafs references or whatever, but I view him as a Darcy Tucker type.
Yeah, that's fair. And he's everywhere he's gone too. If you look, like he's pretty much won on every team he's gone to in
Oh yeah.
senior hockey. He's had it been in the mix or he's won, and he's tough too, right? Like he's
Oh,
a
he's
guy that
so
is
tough.
not scared to throw him, and he's gonna fit in there. He's gonna fit in really good with this group, which he's done already. He put up good numbers after that trade when he
Yeah.
came over, and that team was going. And again, I want to see who shows up on both rosters here. But I know that my old line mate, Chris Martin up there, top at the top of the scoring of their team in regular season is Sean Golbiowski. That was our line the last year I played there with those guys, and those guys are good hockey players. They're big guys. They're gonna play heavy. They're gonna shoot. They got Nick Giamo. I watched that guy play. He's a water bug out there. He can fly around. They got Christian Lloyd on the back end. He's a fantastic, probably
Oh,
one of
he's
the best
so
skaters
good.
in the league. He probably is one of the best skater in the league behind Kyler Nixon, probably. And then you can't forget like they got like their guys like Zach Pudsey there who played with me too. And I watched this Novielli guy, and I think Novielli is a grit grinder type of player. He's speedy, he flies, and he complements his line mates well. Zach Pudsey's a guy too. He's gonna get in there. He'll be physical. He can put the puck in the back of the net too.
Absolutely. There's no more, it's no shortage of storyline. And that's what I love about it, right? Is that it's just so
I think
juicy no
someone
matter
too
where
on the
you turn.
back end that when things aren't going good for Aaron, if they're not, I think a good calming presence for them too is going to be Jacob Miller, their captain, who's another great player. I played against that guy. He's a really
He's
good player for them.
so good. Such a good guy,
Do
too.
not forget or sleep on Jeff White. That guy can
Jeff
make
White's been
plays.
around forever.
Yes, exactly. So in a playoff situation, like I said, if you need somebody to calm the bench down, that's going to be a good guy for that group there. And he's a great first pass defenseman. He still can put up points. The guy can play.
Yeah, it's funny because I ran into Joseph Franzen, who played for the Aaron Blitz, and
Yeah.
it was so cool because that's how I met him, and obviously with Jeff White, he was the first captain for the Aaron Blitz at the time, and
Yep.
obviously they left, and then it became Orangeville Blitz, and then the Aaron Outlaws, and so on and so forth. But it's so cool when you have like branches and this like 6 degrees of separation type deals, right? Like,
Yeah.
hey, he played with him and who and what, right? Like
Yeah.
it's so interesting when you really break it down.
Yeah, I agree. And another
Um,
player too,
yeah, go ahead.
before we get off that, sorry, we should talk about the goaltending in Aaron. I know that they're getting some really good goaltending from Scott Smith and Gustav.
Yeah, like they had it's funny, they've always seemed to come up with good goaltenders. Like even
Yeah.
like Aaron in general, like so since they began, since the inception, Aaron Blitz and everything else. Like Jacob Tugnut, you played there at a
Yep.
certain point, which was so cool because I got to meet Ron
Southpaw too.
Tugnut. That was so awesome, right?
Yeah.
And sorry, who is the other one?
No, he's a southpaw. He catches the wrong
Oh,
hand.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it was just neat because it was like, again, making that connection, right? And that was super cool. Um,
yeah.
I remember another one that came through the old Washel and Oshel was um oh my God, I'm gonna blank on the guy's name. He was from Kitchener. His dad played for the Dallas Stars. He played goalie. His first name was Nathan. I can't remember his last
Oh
name now.
Jesus.
But anyway,
I'm
um,
having a brain fart on that one too.
oh, that's gonna kill me. But anyway, point is that it was
I'm gonna
just
look at.
I think it's so cool how like the point I was trying to make of at the end of it there was it's so cool when you can get to meet all these people and learn their different walks of life and figure out who their family tree or how they got started or what the kind of connections were. Like I think that's honestly one of the coolest things ever. And that I think that's what I like about being able to go to different rinks and being able to chat with different people and the compliments and the comments are just overwhelmingly positive and it just at the end of
Yeah.
the day it makes me feel good for what I'm doing and that it means something to people.
Hey, you know what too? Like, just so like, not to pump your tires, but like, when you're doing this kind of stuff, I know that the players do like it. Like they talk about it. It's nice. It's nice for some recognition, right? Like some of these players out there, they're blocking shots, they're fighting, they're doing all sorts of stuff, getting hurt, and sometimes it's just nice to hear a little bit of stats and a little tire pump for yourself too. So I know the players do appreciate everything that you did for them.
Well, that goes both ways because if I pick against a team, they'll never let me live it down.
I mean, we're
Um,
not perfect though. What are we supposed to do? We don't know. We have zero outcome in the game, and now for
oh, I
me,
know.
now I have zero outcome in anything. Now
I
all I
I
come here and do is we just talk.
I know, and now we're going to be the most hated duo in all of senior hockey. That's great. I mean, Block and Biscuits guys, we're coming for your title. Um, no, you know what? All the love for Trey and Brad, like they do a tremendous job, and they're covering all the entirety of the OEH or all the entirety of the senior hockey circuit. And then
Yeah.
we're going to just specifically cover the OEHL. Before we get to our finale here, which is going to be teeing you up for the weekend, and then our final thoughts. We do have an interview that I want to present to you now. This was my interview with Minto 81's players forwards, Blair Butchert and Chase Herford. Enjoy. All right, guys. It is absolutely thrilling at this very moment as we start with the refresh and rebrand of this direction of the podcast, Raj and Don's show. It's exciting, it's fresh, it's new, and we're really looking forward to what we're going to be able to do with it over the next few weeks here as the conclusion of the 2025-2026 season draws near. But very exciting times right now. Specifically, you have the A bracket with the Hugh McLean Trophy, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the second round of the JF Paxton Trophy Championship bracket. Like this is intense, especially on the north side wagons. And we're talking with a couple guys who know all about a winning formula in Blair Butchert and Chase Herford from the Minto 81s, the two-time defending champion Minto 81s. Guys, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Hey, it's my honor. Trust me. When I say that, again, the winning culture, I talk about that first and foremost, because you guys have done nothing but that over the last few years.
Yeah, I know. I guess at the start, it's been good. We found a really good group of guys here, and when we're playing for the guys that you like, it makes things a lot easier. We all have different kind of schedules, so kind of mixing through that's always the hard part. But yeah, I found we built real good chemistry, a good core group of us, and obviously picking up guys throughout the year, and as years go, it makes a huge difference. And it just kind of played on to how we've been having success and continued to win. So yeah, no, it's been real fun.
Yeah, I guess just to add on to what Butchie said, we had a pretty good group of guys, like when we all show up. But I think, yeah, no, when we all put everything together and we, play the right way, we've got a pretty good squad, and I'd take us against anyone. But like you said, we've got a lot of good teams coming up and a lot of good hockey ahead of us, so we're looking forward to it.
Well, and back to the winning, like obviously sticking with the winning formula here because you guys have just crushed it. I mean, it's been a whirlwind season, wouldn't you say?
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. Looking back from the start of the year to now,
Right?
the roller coaster we've been on, it's just we're focused on where we're at now in the playoffs, and it's been something for sure.
yeah, at the end of the day, it's good to just, start focusing on hockey and kind of what we're contributing on the ice rather than all the off ice stuff that we may have been dealing with. But yeah, we're definitely looking forward to the second round for that reason.
Well, and that's just it, right? And obviously, we're going to get to that second round matchup eventually here. I just take us through that first round series against Lucknow. Obviously, a team that probably should have had a better record. I know they got some good players over there. It's a really solid group, and I don't want to say you dominated them, but you handled business as a second seed.
Yeah, it was good. Like we were saying in the room, they've gotten a lot better. They're a competitive team. You have to go in there, willing to do the little things right and play the right way. And yeah, we did a job. Like we said, hats off to them. It was good. We did a good series, and we were focused on getting in, getting out, and doing a job from there.
Yeah, like by no means did they make it easy on us. Like in the first round, they played hard. They've got a lot of good players there for sure, and definitely gave us a run for our money every game. So I think we appreciated that, especially trying to prepare like moving forward in the playoffs. So I think it was a good way to kind of test us going into the second round.
Who would you say has the colder arena, Lucknow or Palmerston?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Oh man, it's cold there.
you don't want to play a fishbowl.
I think Harrison has them both beat, but
Yeah,
luckily we won't have to go
staying
there.
out of there. Yeah,
Hey, you never know, right? If you have to play on a weekday, then maybe that might come into play, but let's hope that doesn't happen.
scheduling is a whole different game.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Rink availability is really everything nowadays, especially with all the hockey that is going on, minor and otherwise. But again, you guys, like I say, the epitome of winning formulas, given the fact that, yeah, two-time defending champion, unreal stuff, and obviously looking to continue that momentum. Let's talk about this series against Elmvale. So you guys played them a few times this year. Take us through that matchup. Like, what is your guys' thoughts, or what seems to be the common theme in the room heading into this series?
Yeah, we're excited. I think the three times we played them, that first game in Palmerston, we didn't really, we haven't played them yet. They're a new team. We were kind of feeling each other out. We played well. They scored 2 goals in the last minute. Beat us in OT. It was a great game. We lost that one, and then they beat us again the second time, and then we followed it up with a win that third game down in Elmville. So, we've been well. We know they're going to be a tough matchup. They got a really strong team. They're obviously a new hungry team. They're excited for the playoffs, as we are too. So, it's going in there every single game, wanting to do the little things right to beat them. They're gonna have a lot of energy. So, it's doing the best we can, taking the knowledge we've had and using that to our advantage.
Well said.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we've certainly been impressed with what they've been able to do, like in their first year, not only as a team but as an organization. Like the fans that get to their games are incredible. Yeah, just being able to play them, like to add another kind of high level team to our division and our league is a great thing. And yeah, we're definitely looking forward to a tight matchup coming in. They've once again got a lot of great players in their team, and we can't take that for granted going into it.
Absolutely. I'm actually really intrigued because they actually have one of the best fan bases I think I've ever seen in terms of senior hockey. That is, they fill that place for their home games. I think that'll be an interesting dynamic.
Oh, absolutely. That's what we were all saying that, last year we were in the finals, or when we were in the Allen Cup, like the crowds were just tremendous. Like we had great crowds all playoffs. And then you get back to the start of the regular season and it's like, okay, here we are again. You got to get through the regular season. You grind your game out, and it's been awesome. We've had great support all season too. And, I know our fans are excited, and obviously they have a tremendous fan base. So to go there and, play in there, I think we're all kind of looking forward to that. We've been doing that for, the last couple of years. So, to go into an away team's arena, it's fun to go in there and try to win.
Yeah, like I think Butchie can attest to this too. Like as two guys that come from small towns, it's really cool to see like a town come together during those long playoff runs. And you kind of see that in Elville too. Like they have a town behind them, and so do we. So like it's really cool to see the community like get involved, and it just makes everything that much sweeter when you do win.
Hey, and obviously they got that big craft community. The craft
Hockey.
for Hockeyville. That's the one. Thank you. They got that going on, which is awesome. And obviously, again, best of luck with that to them. Um, so yeah, like obviously this is a matchup of heavyweights. It's not unlike the other series, Ripley Durham, which is going to be a heavyweight showdown also. Um, you guys, like you say, two-time defending champ, Allen Cup last year. You guys had a tremendous run. Can you guys reflect a little bit on that?
Yeah. It was great. I think starting from, the first year when we won the league, to the second year, and then heading down cup, we had good expectations every single year we went into it. We want to win the league this year. And it's how you play when, it comes down to crunch time. I know Chase, last year with us, we had a good group that, bought into different roles. We had so many different players that, were when we played junior, we were all the scorers on our team, but everybody found a role to buy into on our team there. And then Allen Cup, the same thing. It's a different game. You're playing against guys who all played pro hockey or vice versa, and you can't make those little mistakes you maybe got away with. So using that and playing with that mindset going into this round and using that to our advantage, hopefully can help us and do what we want to do the best.
Yeah, like I mean, for me, like it was definitely like a cool experience, not only like our own playoffs with the Allen Cup to be a part of. I know like when I kind of basically took a year off from hockey after university, it kind of lost that competitiveness, and when you get back into it, you remind yourself why you enjoyed it so much, and that competitive drive that kind of we got throughout the playoffs. Like it was really cool to be a part of. And you can't just get that feeling anywhere else, and to be a part of that, and then go to the Allen Cup and get to see other provinces compete against them. That was super cool to be a part of, and I think that was something that we strive for to do again this year. Like we've got a bunch of guys that have had experiences winning elsewhere, whether it be in junior, university, pro. But that's something we all want to taste of again, and something we have a hunger for, and we want to do in the future. So yeah, we're looking forward to continuing on in the playoffs and to keep that going.
I'm really intrigued in this series, specifically in between the pipes. I think Elmville with Noah Featherston Howe Gow and Andrew Best, even Adam Redgate, their third string. In comparison to your guys, is Jonathan Reinhart, Ben Nelson, Thomas Gaynor. Like that on paper is just so juicy. And I think it could be a real X factor in this series.
Yeah, for sure. Goaltending, it comes down to it in the playoffs. We've been lucky enough the last couple of years. Our goalies have, been our backbone, and they've done so great for us. And heading into this, obviously the more shots you can get on goalies, it's not a 1 game series. It's 4 to 7 for a reason. So you'll learn things as a series goes on, and you take things into consideration on different rushes you've had in games. We're confident in our goaltending. We believe we have the best goalies in the league, and we've had that for, a couple of years. So, having the trust in them, but, doing our best defensively to, make their nights a little easier, I think is important too. So, yeah, I'll take our goalies any day. And I'm excited to go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you basically said everything that I probably would say too. Like, obviously we're biased. We love our goaltending. We take them every day of the week, but like what you said, like we have to play well in front of them. We can't just give other teams easy looks, and I think if we do that, we give ourselves a good chance at success. So yeah, like I said, like love our goalies, and wouldn't have it any other way, really.
To be the man, you got to beat the man. And, in this case, obviously, yeah, like your own bias to your own goaltending is understandable. But transitional game, having watched them a lot and having watched you guys a lot, that's going to be really interesting to watch as well. Got to be smart with the puck instead of turning it over, because it's end to end. And that's what I think is going to be so exciting about this series. I want to know kind of where things rank for you guys, because I know you guys have had very successful junior careers as well. Um, you know, how does it compare, and is it a thing to compare?
Chase, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. Like, are you kind of talking about like compared to what we've done in the past. Is that
Yeah,
what kind of
like you guys have had very successful junior stints. Like, I want to know kind of how that compares to now, and if it's like a miles apart in difference.
I don't think you can think about it like that. Like obviously the stuff that we've done in the past, like junior, that it's always gonna hold a special place in our hearts, right? And the guys we did it with. But again, on that note, like you're always looking at, the next thing that you can do. And I think that is what kind of drives us in senior hockey, and what we enjoy in senior hockey is what can we do next? And, how can we find that feeling again? And I think, the next best closest thing to that, or the best thing is the OEHL and kind of like the Allen Cup and doing all that stuff. So I think we all like enjoy playing, and this is a great way to kind of continue playing and feed that competitive drive that we all have. But yeah, when we did win last year, it was definitely a great feeling. And, after experiencing that kind of gives us motivation to do it again.
Right.
But we know we've got a long road ahead of us, and we've got great teams that we have to face. So, we can't take that for granted, and kind of have to take it. It's a cliche, but we have to take it one game at a time, honestly.
Right. Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, no, exactly. Kind of like echoing what Chase said, but I know you go through the season and, you have some weekends there's stuff going on, and, it's obviously a little different. Then you get to the playoffs and, it's you have those 2-1 games or those tight games. And that's what, that's that feeling you get, you don't get in other spots, playing hockey, those close games. So it brings you back. So, I mean, anytime you can play in your town and, have some success, it's something, it keeps you coming back. And, I know we really enjoy that a lot.
Well, I think what also drives a lot of your guys' success, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but there's a lot of personnel familiarity in your group. Guys have played together for many, many, many years and have known each other and grew up with each other, that sort of thing. I think that's a really interesting element that kind of separates you guys from other teams, perhaps.
Yeah, we do have a lot of, known personnel. Like we've known each other in other forms of hockey previous to this, but I think what makes us such a good group to be around is that we're easy to get along with. We have a lot of great personalities on our team to begin with, and a lot of great guys, so it makes it easy to gel. So like those guys that maybe we didn't previously play with or didn't know, like it was easy for them to integrate into our team. So I think that wasn't a problem at all, bringing in new guys necessarily that we didn't or weren't teammates with before. And I think that's kind of what drives our success as well, is how close we can be despite not knowing each other previous to this. So I think that was something that I loved about our team.
Yeah. Yeah. And just to Chase's point, we have so many different groups of guys that's maybe played together at some point or another. Like obviously we have some local guys, and then, guys that played university together and junior together. Like we have a mixture of, a lot of Mount Forest Patriots, Listowel Cyclones, and the Queens boys. Like there's a lot of different, groups of guys that played together, and players that they've played with, played with someone like Chase and I hadn't played together since we played Minto back in the day.
Right.
So we went different pathways throughout junior, played against each other once, and, now we're playing back with each other again. So just to see how it all connects one way or another. And, you meet guys through this person. It's a very small world. And, a lot of people are very similar, so like Chase said, we're an easy group to get along with, and, we have fun with each other, and it goes a long way.
Yeah, I definitely think that has a lot to do with the team's success, is how the camaraderie in the room. I hear that a lot. And I think that's just fantastic when a group can come together and really have one common goal and be able to reach that common goal. Again, for you guys, tremendous group, leadership group all the way down. I want to talk about Caleb a little bit because he's the captain. He's the heart and soul. And, I think his play is reflective a lot on you guys. A little pump in his brakes and he'll love it. But I wondered if you could kind of speak to him a little bit in terms of how he impacts the team and his leadership role as the captain.
Yeah, like honestly, I've known Caleb for a long time, and he's just a great, awesome dude. Like I know like some other teams might not agree with that on the ice, obviously sometimes, but in the locker room, like he's just such a great guy to be around. Um, like he makes our lives easier. Like he takes control of stuff. Tries to coordinate stuff for our team. Like he's doing so many things beyond just being our captain and the on ice stuff. He's doing a lot of off ice stuff for us as well. So we can really appreciate that. And yeah, no, just knowing him throughout maybe minor hockey, junior, and now senior, yeah, it was a pretty easy decision to come play senior hockey with him again, and kind of relive some memories that we previously had. And yeah, he's just a great guy to play with. He kind of checks his ego at the door too. Like he's fine playing any role on our team, whether that means putting him back on defense when we need him to.
Right.
He really just does it all for us, and I can really appreciate that about him. And he's just a fun guy to be around at the rink.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. Yeah, like Chase said, we've known Caleb, and obviously he's been here for a lot of years in a row now. And coming from Toronto, Caleb hasn't missed a game in like 3 years, so it just shows his commitment. Like he's at every single game. Like he's always coming to the rink, whether he's bringing guys with him or organizing stuff. He's awesome. He's great to have in the room, on the ice. Like he calms things down, and obviously, like Chase said, the stuff he does off the ice for our team too. You can't even start to say all the things he does to help us and do a lot of things. And obviously he knows how to win. So having him in the lineup, he just brings a lot on the ice, and it goes a long way. Obviously playing with Chase and I right now too. So we have a little extra time with him, and it's good. No, he's been awesome to have, and we're really grateful to have him as a captain.
Excellent. Well said. Next one, I'll give you just about I want to talk a little bit about the Minto organization, because obviously you have the Fisks there, and Scotty Richardson behind the bench, who's been there a long time as well. The community of Palmerston and the surrounding areas, obviously a little bit as well. This town really rallies around you guys, and I think it's been pretty tremendous over the years.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Like it was honestly so fun to play in front of a Minto crowd again, last year in playoffs, and how we could see a packed barn in the finals, and just the support we had from everyone in the community. It was really fun to see, especially since like I personally hadn't played with a Minto jersey since novice. So it was definitely fun to be a part of again and playing like my hometown rink again with all my buddies, and to win with them too. It made it even better. And like I remember looking at Butchie and before we had one, and I said like how cool it would be to win a championship with them again and in that rink. So yeah, it's definitely something we don't take for granted, and we really appreciate everyone and all their support, and especially the staff that help us out, like Fisky and everyone else, that have put their own time and free time into making sure we're successful. Like I really appreciate all that they have done for us, and they've made our lives easier as much as they can. And yeah, we can really appreciate that, as players.
Yeah, 1000%. Just to touch to Chase's point, we last year in the playoffs, like it was unbelievable. And then this year, all the support coming back, and the record you set for yourself, as an organization where you want to go, and the help, that people are willing to put in to do it, it goes a long way. They've been great to us. The whole organization's done a great job at, helping the players, and, giving us, the opportunities and things we need, and, just being there to support us. So it's been awesome. And like I said, the community's there in the playoffs all the time. It's awesome now. This is the time of the year. Everybody's behind us and talking to us. The kids have been great. The families that come to all the games throughout the year. It's awesome. So we're grateful to play here and be in our hometown, and want to do something well for them. And, we feel like we owe it to them to, give it all we have on the ice, and try to win another one.
It would be your third consecutive JF Paxson Trophy if you guys should get to that point. But some hurdles to be had first, and the first one comes no heavier than the Elmvale Harvesters in a matchup of 2 versus 3, where Minto has home ice. That gets underway in Palmerston, Game 1, Saturday, 5 o'clock puck drop. Should be awesome. It'll be live streamed at the Real Rodgers 21. Just a shameless plug there. No big deal. It's going to be awesome. We've been so privileged here to be able to have Blair Butcher and Chase Herford come on from the Minto 81s to this pod for its debut and refreshed episode. Guys, honestly, so much thank you for coming on and being a part of this. And we look forward to seeing what you guys can do against Elmville come Saturday and beyond in this 7-game series. It should be so much fun. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Rodg. Really appreciate you having us.
All right. So yeah, guys, like I say, terrific interview there with Blair Butcher and Chase Herford of the Minto 81s, two-time defending champ Minto 81s, who opened their second round series against Elmville this upcoming Saturday in Palmerston. Chris, takeaways from that interview? What'd you think?
I just think that they're ready to go down there. They're going to be they're proud to be on that team, and they're ready to rock.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. Again, just it's a testament. Again, we talk about this a lot. Well, at least I do anyway, to anybody who I converse about senior hockey or at any time I'm in rinks or anything else. They always have the nicest things to say. And, those two guys right there, like, you could just sense the joy and appreciation they have with the work that I'm doing. And again, I'm not ego driven with this, but on the same token, it's nice to feel some sort of love and appreciation,
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to feel appreciated. And like I said, like I know that people around the league do appreciate that stuff, and I mean, for you to do it for that and put some coverage, and at the end of the day, you're bringing light to a great hockey league here, right? Like that's all it is, and that's why they appreciate it. Those are good players there. They're big parts of their team, and they're very proud to be on that team. And then that's just you're bringing light to that, and then that's why they're so happy, I think.
Well, and Chris, I've always maintained from the very beginning of this that this league and the players in the league are just too damn good to not spotlight it and showcase it on the daily, because it deserves every bit of recognition that I can give it. And I don't believe in doing anything half-assed either. So, I don't want to take things lightly when it comes to how I choose to showcase them. And obviously with this platform now, I think the sky's the limit on what we can do.
I agree.
The thing that we want to go to next here on our things before we do our final thoughts on this first edition of our podcast, the Rodg and Don show. Nicely worded, by the way. I appreciate that suggestion, and I ran with it. I think it's excellent. So thank you for that contribution. I hope you like the logo.
It's awesome.
Okay, so this upcoming weekend, 3 days jam-packed with hockey here. Gets underway on Friday. Alora in Petrolia for Game 1. And then you have Shelburne and Saugeen Shores at the Plex in Game 1 of that series. Elmvale in Minto on Saturday at 5 o'clock. You have Ripley in Durham at 6:30. Aaron Tilsonburg, 7:30. Tavistock in Seaforth, 7:30. And then Petrolia at Alora at 9 o'clock. Saugeen Shores in Shelburne Sunday, 1:30. Seaforth, Tavistock, 1:30. Durham, Ripley, 2:30. Minto, Elmvale, 4:30. Tilsonburg, Aaron, 7:30. Chris, thoughts on the weekend, and are there games that you're looking forward to most?
Well, selfishly, I would love to see if I could drive there and go watch. I'd like to go watch the way Laura and Petrolia come out and come play. I think that's going to be a good series there with some good hockey play. It's going to be physical, and it's going to be tightly matched. And I would like to see. I think another game to watch is going to be that Durham and Ripley series. I just think just looking at it, like if I'm picking a game to go to, I'm probably going to go watch one of those. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. In terms of myself, and again, not ego stroking or anything like that. 4 broadcasts this weekend scheduled anyway. I'm going to be at the Plex in Port Elgin for Saugeen Shores and Shelburne in Game 1 of that A bracket championship on the north side. Going to be in Palmerston for Minto and Elmville Game 1. Alora for Game 2 against Petrolia at 9 o'clock on Saturday. That's going to be a late night. and a busy day. And then Ripley 2:30 on Sunday afternoon for Ripley Durham game 2 of that series. It's going to be a jam-packed weekend, and again, the games only intensify as the prize gets closer. And the hockey's just going to get better. There's not going to be as many blowouts, I don't think, when you have monster teams on that AA side. The A side, I believe there's still something to play for those 4 teams, and I think they're going to bring it. I don't think anybody's going to treat it as the toilet bowl. I hate that expression.
No.
I think they're going to play for it, and I think it's going to be entertaining hockey as well. Last thing we want to do, our first edition of the podcast, final thoughts. Chris, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so like I said, maybe I'll touch on that just quickly what you said about the A division one there. I think that it's going to be a kind of buckle up series there because I think all 4 teams are going to be going. Like I said, the biggest thing's going to be I don't know who's showing up for roster wise, but I think that you're going to see a lot of pride come out there, and it's going to carry them through there. Last thought too: watch the drive and the turnaround on that Alora Petrolia drive, the 2 late nights. And it'll be interesting to see how that second game plays out. But I think it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be really good hockey.
I couldn't have said it better myself. At the end of the day, for myself and for Chris, doing this podcast now that is OEHL centric. I know I don't speak for him, but I feel like I can on this one. That we're really excited to be able to bring you this league specific podcast where we can highlight and bring in individuals from all 18 teams, maybe not at once, because then we're talking about an 18-hour podcast, but we want to be able to stretch it out and have players, executives, coaches, all sorts of individuals from each and every team and showcase each and every team throughout the course of it. And obviously we're using these this last stretch here of playoff hockey as a trial run for us to see how things go. And we'll see where it goes from there. I'm not setting in stone next year. I don't know, but I'm hoping that this will offer us an opportunity to iron out any kinks and figure out what works and really refine this thing so that we can hit the ground running come next year. And the sky really is the limit for us. And Chris, I'm really excited about this. I think it's great having you on board. You did wonderful in this first episode, even though you probably feel like you didn't. You're a great addition, like I say, great ambassador to this league, and really happy to be associated with you in this podcast moving forward. So really, honestly, thank you for coming on and being this co-host with me on this ride. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing me on board and letting me get my feet wet in this. Like I've been on your show before, but I've never really had like a big role, like we'll call it, like I'm doing now, which this is new to me. So if anyone's listening there, I'm gonna get better, but I'm learning here. So hung the skates up, put a computer in front of me. So we're trying that out. But I mean, I'm enjoying it. Like it's gonna be good. And like I said, it's gonna be a great chance for me to get back into watching this league and following this league.
And once we start doing interviews, the 4 of us, like if we get 2 players and we have a roundtable type discussion, it could get really interesting.
Yeah. It could
the
be
beer
good.
sponsorships will flow.
We're going to need a couple probably.
No, absolutely. But I mean, again, like I said, the sky's the limit on this podcast. And I think it's going to be really, really, really fun. And I hope you guys, the viewers have enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe, follow us along. Chris Donnelly at Chris, what is it? At Chris Donnelly 1331?
No, at Donnelly 1331.
At Donnelly 1331. Yeah. My apologies. I myself at the Real Rodgers 21. All socials are there, as well as the YouTube channel that you can like and subscribe to follow along and give us plenty of viewership and show us your love. We appreciate it. And we see all of you out there. Thank you so much for watching. For Chris Donnelly, I'm Andrew Rodgers. We'll see you guys again next week. New episodes dropping every Thursday at 10 a.m. Hopefully, fingers crossed. All right, Chris, thanks so much for popping on and doing this. And guys, we'll see you guys all next week. Take care.